Is your team still using knockoff metering valves? Well, don't miss this week's Primed Insight. It may save you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Coming right up. Hello, and welcome to this week's Primed Insight. My name is Daniel Kenmer, and I'm an account manager here at BlastOne. So many customers ask us, why doesn't BlastOne sell anything other than Schmidt blast pots and valves? It's a fair question. So here's a true story that demonstrates why. I recently quoted a Schmidt pot with a Terra valve to a tank blaster from Tennessee. He ended up buying a competitor's pot because it was a little cheaper. He bought it on a Friday, brought it back to his shop, hooked it up, started blasting. It was magic, worked perfectly, and he couldn't have been happier. That is, till Monday morning when he found out that his abrasive metering valve was already jammed up with grit. Needless to say, he wasn't happy when I followed up with him on Monday to see if he was still interested in the quote. I was a day late and $1 short on getting the sale, but I also felt bad that I hadn't warned him that you get what you pay for. Hence my motivation for this Primed Insight. Now, some competitors think selling rebuild kits and replacement parts is a good way to make money, but we certainly don't believe that creates loyal and happy customers. Most blasters who are using knockoff valves are doing so for one reason. They believe they're saving money. Here's a few facts. First, Schmidt Terra valves will go an average of 12 months of regular use before they require a rebuild. Our entire rental fleet of blast pots carry Schmidt valves, with the majority of them being Terra valves. We found that they will outlast any other valve by 2 to 3 times the lifespan. Second, knockoff valves will last an average of 1 to 2 months, simply due to substandard overseas manufacturing and outdated designs. Speaking of outdated designs, one day, Bob Thompson, the inventor of the Thompson valve, was sitting in his booth at a trade show when a competitor approached him, pulled a metering valve out of his coat, and handed it to him and said, "Look, Bob, look what I made." He held it out and looked at it. Looked like an exact copy of his first Thompson valve that he had made. All he said was, "Well done. You've copied every imperfection to perfection," and handed it back to him with a smile. We found that many of these substandard valves will adjust themselves out while you're blasting, and then you end up blowing through abrasive. The Terra valve has a powerful gasket that makes it a little more difficult to adjust, but prevents pressure and vibration from loosening the dialed-in adjustment. In our years in the blasting industry, we've consistently found that you can save an average of 100 pounds of abrasive per hour by using a genuine Schmidt metering valve. So how much money are the knockoff valves costing our customers? In our next video, we're going to break down the numbers and find out why superior equipment will always pay dividends while inferior valves leak your profits into the air. Comment below on how much abrasive in dollars you think your company puts through your blast pots over a course of 10 years. Next week, we're going to translate this into profits and losses simply based off your metering valve. Thanks for watching this week's Primed Insight. We'll see you next week.